Get ready for the show, it's about to begin. Pro fan talk when we dive right in. Sports talk, hot takes, ain't nothing we lack. We the real fans, nothing holding us back. Mic check, 1, 2, y'all know the drill. We bringing the energy, we keep it real. Touchdowns on liquid air, on the slam dunks on the court. Every sport, every game, we holding down the fort. We breaking down the plays, dissecting the stats. Pro fan talk, we keeping it fat. Debating with passion, no filter, no doubt. We the voice of the fans, we scream and we shout.
What's going on, good folks? This is one of my first streams on the new channel. Done a little bit on there, so if you're watching, I appreciate you. I'm trying to keep all of my basketball information on this channel, thus the Pro Fan Hoops, and we're gonna keep things moving and get things kicked off and get it started, man. And the first out the gate, the reason I wanted to talk about this is because I'm looking at the story of Nneka Ogwumike, who is the WNBPA president, and she signs to play in Project B, the Saudi-backed league. And if you notice very, very faintly in my graphic back there, you see Live Golf. This is the exact same thing that happened with Live Golf and the PGA. PGA was the only game in town. You had players that were not happy with what they were getting paid and how things are getting paid out. So you had some guys with Saudi money, oil money, said, hey, we want to start a different golf league. And that's how Live Golf started. Now, if you follow golf, you know the civil war that started, because nobody gave a crap about Live Golf. Nobody cared about Live Golf until Live Golf started getting some big names to jump ship. And the reason why some of those big names were jumping ship was because Saudis have long money. Oil money pockets run deep. And I don't think we understand how deep they run. When you sign in players, when you sign in guys from the PGA Tour that normally might make maybe $1 million a year. Now, PGA, you got to look at it differently, because how can you say $1 million a year is not a lot of money? When you're talking about professional athletes, not really. And the difference with the PGA is when those guys go to those events, if you're not one of the bigger golfers, bigger players in the league, you got to pay for your own stuff. You got to pay for your hotels. You got to pay for travel. You got to, if you go play in the Ryder Cup or whatever, British Open or whatever, you got to pay to get over there. Unless you get, I mean, obviously they have sponsors and stuff like that, but for the most part, that doesn't fit the bill for everything. So a lot of these guys are coming out of their own pockets, not to mention they playing umpteen tournaments a year, and maybe, you know, they got to get in the top 30 in at least 6 tournaments a year to make it worth their while. So obviously you got to be one of the best of the best. But there's a lot of players who are really good that never win tournaments. So they never win big money. So they play in a ton of tournaments. And hopefully they'll get a sponsor here that'll cover their travel. They'll get a sponsor here that'll cover their hotels. You got, if you're in the PGA, you're going to get a sponsor that's going to cover your clubs and equipment and things of that nature. But everybody don't have it like that. Everybody's not making money like DeChambeau was, or Rory McIlroy, or some of the big names. And that's the type of money that Live Golf was offering. And a lot of them took it. And people in the PGA lost their shit. It was ugly, name calling, the whole nine. It got so bad that the PGA, at one point, they've since rescinded this, but at one point they said, if you join the Live Golf Tour, we are going to revoke your PGA Tour card. Because what these guys were going to do was they were going to play and live golf, make the money over there, but still come over to the States and play in the majors. And PGA said, not so fast. And then that started a huge war. Because again, there were some major players that were playing in live golf that you don't want them to miss any of the major events because they are a draw in the PGA Tour. Now, why did I get into all of that? Because that is exactly what is happening with this Project B. This Project B is Saudi money, oil money, so the pockets run deep, so they can pay these women a lot of money. Nneka Ogwumike, they haven't launched the stipulations of her contract, but rest assured that she is gonna be making more than $1 million a year. Let's suffice it to say that. And that's before she gets any endorsements or anything like that. Because again, that's the type of money that they are offering. I can just imagine what they're going to offer Caitlin Clark. I can just imagine what they're going to offer Asia Wilson, Paige Beckers. They're going to be offering them like $15, $20 million contracts. They're going to be offering them contracts that will rival NBA money. And when the president of the Players Association signs with a rival league, that is by definition a conflict of interest. And that is going to start some problems because everybody in the league is not as good as Nneka Ogwumike. They might not get that opportunity. So I would imagine that this is going to ruffle some feathers. It's going to be some jealous folks because everybody ain't going to be able to join that league. And then what does it do to the rest of the people in the WNBA? That's the other thing. They got to get the CBA done just for them. And you ain't even got that handled. And you done joined another league and you putting it's on social media out. The cat's out of the bag now. You can't put that toothpaste back in the tube. So this was a surprise to me. But I don't think, and I'm just saying this specifically because I like golf. I watch golf on television. And I saw firsthand the back and forth, the vitriol, it was almost high school. Mean Girls and the bullies, and you know how bullies are portrayed in high school. It had gotten to that level where people were at press conferences name calling, and these were grown ass adults. Name calling. I don't want to be in the same room as this person. It was ugly. Tiger Woods had to get involved. Some of the bigger names, the veterans, had to get involved. They were calling meetings like all of the PGA Tour players. We got to band together and we got to resist going over to the enemy. Like it was that bad. It was like freaking, it was like the Hatfields and the McCoys. It was a true, I guess that's the best term I could have used. It was high schoolish. And Live Golf came in with all of that money, and Live Golf is doing fine right now. Live Golf is doing just fine. And it ain't going nowhere. So once they got over that hump, and now they are established, and the PGA has figured out, well, we got to figure out a way how to live with them. PGA is still the best product, hands down. But Live Golf is gaining. Because look at it like this, if the PGA is very prim and proper, shirt and collar, dinner blazer, very formal dinner, Live Golf is the party. At the tournaments, they have a hole where they have bleachers around the hole, and it literally is a party. They are playing music, DJs. If you hit a good golf shot, they're throwing beer on the tee box. It is wild. And it's something that most people over here never saw before. So at least they're getting the interest. And then when you get past all of that, you actually got some really good golfers. And Live Golf just changed. The reason why it was called Live Golf, Live, the Roman numeral 52. 54, I'm sorry. Roman numeral 54, LIV, because they only played 54 holes. They just changed the rule. This came today, yesterday. This is very recent that they're going to start playing 72 holes like the PGA does. Now they're calling it Live 72 or whatever they're going to change the name. But now they're playing full tournament golf. They're going to be in direct competition with the PGA. That's what the WNBA has coming. And guess what? Now that the NBA has all of these investigations with gambling and all of that kind of stuff, and if you are a WNBA fan, the last 2 years, what have we been bitching about? The refs are horrible. The refs are garbage. We need new refs. If you've been watching the WNBA, you know how bad that has been. The NBA is under investigation. You think they're not going to ask questions about the WNBA? So the WNBA gets drug into that, whether they want to go or not. Oh, by the way, they still don't have a CBA deal yet. There is only a few people. Now you got to add Nneka if this pans out, and I don't see why it won't. There's only a few people that can make money outside the WNBA and make money like these women say they want to make money. Because the comp they want to use is NBA money. Everybody's not worth NBA money. I'm sorry. Everybody's not as marketable as they are in the NBA. I'm sorry. That's just the way that it is. You have a few key people that are. Caitlin Clark, obvious. Angel Reese, obvious. Asia Wilson, obvious. Asia Wilson, obvious. Then you got Sabrina Ionescu. Sabrina still has the cachet from playing in that the three-point contest with Steph Curry. That raised her profile. Everybody knows who Sabrina is because she almost beat him. That was a good showing for her. And people still to this day remember that. Kaylin declined. She would have had this, she would have had even more fanfare from that. She didn't need it though. But then you got other players like Stewie and Fee and all. To me, they are the best players in the league, but they are not the most popular players in the league. You got 4 or 5 of those, and this is how I say, do these players cross the threshold? I've said this before. If you are a player, go ask your grandmother. Go ask your uncle. Go ask your distant cousin somewhere that lives out in the sticks that doesn't care about sports. Go ask your grandmother that's 85, 86 years old that doesn't care about sports, doesn't watch sports. Find that person that doesn't care about sports and mention the name Caitlin Clark. Mention the name Angel Reese. Mention the name Asia Wilson, Sabrina Ionescu, Stewart, Brianna Stewart, Fee Collier. Mention the names of the biggest players in the WNBA right now. You can even throw in Nneka Ogwumike, and I bet you most people won't know most of those names. They will know Caitlin Clark, they will know Angel Reese, and they will probably know Asia Wilson. Other than that, you're going to struggle because it's only the people that's locked in. They're not worried about people that's locked into the sport. They're trying to get the casual fan. The casual fan right now, today, will turn the channel, see Caitlin Clark, and stop. And in my opinion, she's the only one. They're not going to do that for Angel. Black folks will. Don't get it wrong. Because she's got that black audience. But if you don't follow LSU, if you don't follow the WNBA, if you don't follow Victoria's Secrets or Met Gala, you won't know who Angel is. So she's got that niche audience. However, Angel, her globe is growing, but it's growing off the court. Asia, she got 3 championships. I always use Asia as the example of what the WNBA really, really wants, because Asia is the best player in the WNBA. Period. but she is not the most popular. That still belongs to Caitlin Clark. And everybody gets mad because they want Asia to be the most popular. She's just not. Unfortunately, for everybody that was hating on her, Caitlin Clark was the one that kicked the door in as far as the popularity and people watching. Go look at the numbers for the viewership and all of that type of stuff. You can't argue it. So when these Saudi people come in and gonna start paying these contracts, who you think they paying? They're gonna look at the numbers and they're gonna take the top 5 draws, maybe more than that, because they got to fill out a league. But I don't know how many teams they're gonna have. I don't know where they playing. None of that. So they still got to fill out the teams. So it's gonna be some people over there making some money. But they make no mistake, they are looking for stars. So this Project B is real. Saudi money, oil money is real and is deep. And again, I don't think y'all really understand how much money these folks got. They got enough money to tell some of these NBA and NFL and MLB owners, y'all stay out there. Y'all can't hang with us. They got that much money. They got that much money that they make some of our professional owners, our Jerry Jones and Ballmer and guys like that. They make guys like that wait in the hallway because they can't hang with them. That's how much money they have. We're not used to seeing that. And the people over here are used to being the biggest and baddest in the room, but not when you're dealing with money like this. Oil money is different. Oil money is different. And if they are going to back a Saudi women's basketball league, it's called Project B for right now. But if they get the right people that signs on, and if they get the right people that want to cash some of these checks, the WNBA has got a problem, and a big one. What's up, Chicago Cheetah? Appreciate you joining in. Like, this is serious. This is serious for the WNBA. And I don't know what Nneka, I guess Nneka's like, F it, I'm getting paid. If y'all not going to pay me, somebody going to pay me. But in the process of doing that, she's basically taking a baseball bat to the WNBA. I'm afraid to see what's going to happen when Congress gets involved with NBA and the WNBA. And I'm saying that from, I remember very vividly when we had the steroids investigation by Congress for baseball. And I had never been that embarrassed to look at my government in my life. They look like idiots because you got a bunch of nerds and people that aren't involved with sports asking sports questions. And you could just tell how ignorant they were because some people were just asking questions and you could tell they never watched the sport at all. Some of the stuff that they were asking was ludicrous. It just made no sense. And it made our government look very, very stupid. And I'm hoping it doesn't happen again. When people that don't care about sports start asking questions about sports, it ain't a good look. And guess what? The NBA, the commissioner, Kathy Engelbert, they're going to have to answer some questions in front of Congress because the WNBA gets dragged into this because 60% of the WNBA is owned by who? NBA. NBA subsidizes what? $25 million a year? And all the players talking about, you're going to pay us what you owe us, pay the players, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, are y'all forgetting that y'all did not turn a profit for 30 years? And people kept giving you money and giving you money and giving you money. Some of those people want their money back. And now you are in a position where you can actually pay it back. You think they ain't going to get paid first? The WNBA players are going to get paid. It's just not right off the bat. That's their biggest issue. They want it now, and they're not being realistic about it. I don't give a damn how much leverage they say they have. And not for nothing, by Nneka signing with this league, she taking some of the leverage away. At least it seems like, in my opinion. Chicago, that it is a huge conflict of interest in my book. Huge. There is no question. It's a conflict of interest. No question. So I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna get by this. I don't know what's gonna happen with it. I don't know how this is gonna affect the next 27 more days of the 30-day extension. Because how you gonna try to operate? How's she gonna look at the other players and talk to the other players about the WNBA, and she done joined another league? So what is she gonna say when other players question her about joining the other league? Well, how much are they paying you? That's the first question they're gonna ask. How much are they paying you? Undisclosed salary. So is she really gonna sit up and look at all of the people that she's supposed to be representing and say, I can't disclose that right now? That's a problem when you're the president of another league. That is a huge problem. To say this is a conflict of interest is a gross understatement. If she was in any other type of business or anything like that, she would be fired. You trying to represent this company and you took another job, you're fired. For show money, 100%, bro. Whoop my ass, give me my cash. That's what she's trying to do. But right now, it's bigger than the players. It's bigger than the CBA right now, because this NBA investigation with the betting and the gambling and the mafia, anytime you put that M word into it, now you got the mafia involved. Ain't nothing happening until they get that settled. And maybe that's why Nneka's like, man, forget this. I'm going to get my money when I can, because ain't no telling when this is going to get hashed out. Now, if you're looking at it from that standpoint, I can't really disagree. Can't really disagree. But it's some stuff, man. This is crazy. This is crazy. And she's sitting in her little throne chair because she knows she about to cash a check. Now, here's the problem, or not the problem, but here's the question that I'm asking. How soon is this going to happen? That's what I want to know. Harold, you said a mouthful, bro. It's nasty work. Nasty work. But that's what you get when you throwing around this type of money. And what I'm saying is Nneka, she is going to have to divulge how much she getting paid. Because, I mean, let's keep it a buck. This could be a death knell to the WNBA. She could be the executioner. She could be the guillotine of the WNBA. And it could be in a situation, and I'm going to say it like this on purpose, where the only person that could save the WNBA would be Caitlin Clark. Because, in my opinion, she's the only one marketable enough that has enough interest where everybody in the States would follow. Marketers, advertisers, media, everybody would follow Caitlin Clark. And the money would follow her. And even that still wouldn't be able to match up with the money they probably going to pay in this Saudi league. That's going to be the real question. When the cat's finally out of the bag, how much they offering Nneka to come over there and play. And when that starts going around, man, they're going to be like, F this WNBA stuff. I'm going over there to get paid. And you got all of these college players coming out. You got Phil Wiley and Olivia Miles and Lauren Betts and Juju Watkins. And you got all of these players coming out. And now you in a situation where it's like, all that money you made in NIL, I got you. How about 3 or 4 times that much? Who gonna say no and put the private planes on top of it? I got you. Fly on over here. We'll put you on a first class trip on British Airways. We got you. Shout out to British Airways. And if you've ever flown on British Air, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It ain't like this nonsense that we got over here. Yeah, Harold, they only got 66 spots. That's what it is. Man. I'm not even looking forward to, because I'm probably not even going to follow Unrivaled. I don't want to watch Unrivaled. I'm not interested in 3-on-3 basketball. I'm just not. The only reason right now, the only reason I'm looking forward to Unrivaled is so I can watch Kelsey Mitchell because she committed to over there. That's it. I watched it last year. I tried to stick with it. It didn't keep my interest. I couldn't even watch 3-on-3 basketball in the Olympics. I am just not interested in it. I didn't like it in the Olympics. I didn't like Big Three. I just don't like it. Don't mean that I'm hating. Just I'm not interested in 3-on-3. I want to see 5-on-5 hoop, period. I want to see basketball. So I'm gonna skip Unrivaled. I might catch a couple games, like I said, just to see Kelsey Mitchell play. That's it. I don't care about anybody else playing. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this works out in the next couple of months because news is coming. And I think with the NBA being in trouble like they are, that's going to cause some ripples and some domino effects that nobody's really thinking about right now. Yeah. Yep. Well, Harold, I don't disagree. But again, I don't know if you was with me from the beginning, but if you see my graphic in the background with Nneka, you see that little faded out word in the middle, Live Golf. Live Golf started in 2021. And the PGA tried to shut it down as best they could, and they could not do it. And Live Golf ended up getting some pretty big PGA stars to go play. And they said, screw y'all. I got to grind to make $2 million a year, and they about to pay me 20. Deuces. Who gonna get mad at me? And if you do get mad at me, holler at me when I'm at the bank cashing this check. That's the situation they in. So guess what? Even if they do just throw money at it and ruffle some feathers, that's generational wealth. That's generational money that they're not getting in the W. So would I take that chance? So let's say, what you mean? So let's break it down. Because this is, and again, let me use the comp, because this is what was happening with live golfers. This is what was happening with live golfers. So here are my choices. I can go play and live golf. If I do, the PGA is going to pull my tour card, so I can't play on PGA anymore. But if I go play and live golf, I can make $20 to $30 million that I will never see playing PGA golf. Now, if I can make 20 to 30 million, my family will never have to work again. Wonder what I'll do. And even if I stay in the PGA, there's no guarantee I'm gonna make all of the tournaments. There's no guarantee I'm gonna make a top 10 or a money finish. There's nothing guaranteed. But if I go over here, they are going to pay me, regardless of where I finish. What should I do? So they can ruffle them feathers, bro. Again, it doesn't matter. Listen, I watch live golf. I've watched enough tournaments to know, no, it's not PGA. But it's not PGA because we are so used to the PGA production and everything that goes with that. They still playing good golf. Somebody still shot 6 under, and you still got big names over there, and they still getting paid. That's the key. They're still getting paid. So over time, it's going to be more and more people. And you know what happened to the PGA? The PGA says, all right, this is what we'll do. we'll pay all the golfers a little bit more on the tournaments. Well, then it's like, well, why the hell couldn't you do that in the first place? Why did it take all of that? It took all of that. It took for big names leaving to go to another league for you to finally pay the players more money. Why did it take all of that? And again, you can pull my PGA card when I got 30 million in the bank. I'll get over that ego real quick. And you can still play in European tour events. Unfortunately, they're not going to let you play. Well, at the time, they wouldn't let you play in the PGA, but you can still play European events. The European tour was like, do what you got to do. That's the problem. It's the same thing as the European tour. The problem was they were paying more money and the PGA couldn't stand it. And they got jealous and they acted like a bunch of mean girls. And I mean that literally. Because literally it was people talking about, well, why you got to go play over there? Stay in this league. Even if Tiger Woods got to come out and release a statement trying to rally PGA players to stay in the PGA, Tiger Woods did that. Tiger Woods wasn't even playing at the time. His back was still jacked up. Or I should say he wasn't playing well. But he was still the biggest name in golf. And they recruited him to start recruiting people to now you don't want to go play over there. What? So you mean to tell me I got a chance to make money like Tiger Woods type money? And you telling me you don't want me to do it? Get out of here. Harold, that's a different problem. That's a different problem. You know who was the first big name to go over to Live Golf? Was Phil Mickelson. You know why Phil Mickelson went to Live Golf? Because they were guaranteeing him like 40 and 50 million. And he's a gambler. He has a gambling habit, a bad one. Everybody knows that. So he went over there, he took the pay cut. Or he took the payday, I should say. Because he got gambling debts to pay off. When you make money like Phil Mickelson and Tiger Woods and all of them, heck, once again, look at what's going on in the NBA. When you make that type of money, you ain't putting $5 chips at the blackjack table. You ain't putting a $25 chip on the roulette wheel. You betting like $500, $1,000 chips because you got it like that. And when you bet like that, you lose like that. And even somebody like Phil Mickelson with long money, Phil Mickelson had been a pro for years, won majors, was one of the biggest names in the PGA Tour, and he had a gambling problem. That's why he took the Live Golf money. So the fact about going broke, anybody can go broke. NFL, football, MLB, NBA, soccer, you name it. That's a personality issue. If you got somebody with a lot of money and they got a gambling personality, or they like to bet, or you competitive, like everybody knows, you know what the rumors are about Michael Jordan and why his dad died. They swept that under the rug. I bet you that comes up when this investigation happened. Let's see if Congress will look into that. So they got their own wars, bro. Do I think it's going to end up being a lockout for the WNBA? Absolutely. Absolutely. Your president just joined another league. What makes, just by take whatever the money, move the money to the side. The president of the Players Association just joined another league. Why would I take her seriously? If I'm sitting at the table, if I'm Kathy Engelbert, you don't talk all of that shit about me. If I'm Kathy Engelbert, I'm trying to give everybody the middle finger as I walk out the door. Y'all don't want me back anyways, but now you join another league. Why would I take you seriously? Fee, why do I have to listen to you now? Like, you see what kind of problems that causes? All money ain't good money. but it still spins. It still spins. And the women are right in the WNBA. Y'all paying them peanuts. You giving these rookies a $275,000 4-year deal. And they living in New York. That ain't no money. They living in LA. That ain't no money. They living in Atlanta. Indiana is probably the best team to play for. It's expensive down in Texas too. You playing for Dallas and you making $80,000 a year. The cost of living is high in some of these places, and they got a 4-year deal. Oh, she's getting paid $270,000. No, she not. That's a 4-year deal. You hoping they get NIL money and all of that type of stuff. Let me be honest with you. What they paying, I don't blame Angel Reese for walking the catwalk, going to the Met Gala, doing Victoria's Secrets. I don't blame her. Every time she step on the court, she taking a pay cut. And eventually, let me be honest with you, I will be very surprised. And I said this last year. Shout out to my man K-Sop, because I said it to him on his show. I would be very surprised if Angel Reese lasts 4 years, if she lasts past her contract. Because it's not a good look right now. You got CBA troubles right now, and now she got movies and all these endorsement deals. What does she need the WNBA for? When she can be a celebrity and make a ton of more money. And now she gonna be in a couple of TV shows and movies and stuff like that. Man, when you get that type of bug, and before long, they're gonna be asking her to come over to Paris and you be in this fashion show and that fashion, because she got the look for that type of stuff. That girl didn't no more belong with Victoria's Secret than the man on the moon. But you know what? When she walked down that runway, you couldn't tell the damn difference. You don't know who had been there for years and who hadn't. She got the look. She got that it factor for the stuff going on off the court. Caitlin Clark has got that it factor for everything going on the court. And now Caitlin Clark, the LPGA is just itching to get her over there. And she's a good golfer, but she ain't a great golfer. But man, listen, when she played in that pro-am with Nneka Sorenstam and all them people showed up for a pro-am that don't nobody come to. Nneka Sorenstam is one of the biggest names in women's golf. And they didn't have enough tickets. That's what Caitlin Clark does when she shows up. That's what Angel Reese is the next time she go to a play or an event or a fashion show or a fashion week or whatever. She is that person. When it comes to fashion, Angel Reese got it on lock. When it comes to golf and all the other type of stuff, Caitlin Clark is still the main draw. Everybody else is struggling. Paige Beckers ain't even got it like that. I see you for sure, but do me a favor. Try to lead the toxic on the bench, bro. Try to lead the toxic on the bench. I didn't think about that, but you're absolutely right. That could put Unrivaled out of business. Unrivaled made money the way they put it down, but they didn't get a lot of numbers. And why do you think they was trying to get Caitlin Clark to play? Why do you think they was willing to pay her $5 million? They wanted them ratings. They want that media rights money. Interesting, man. Harold, I want to share that sentiment. The reason I don't is because of what's going on with the NBA. Because the NBA has real problems. The NBA has been caught red-handed. Their hands was in the cookie jar. This was a sting with years of investigation. You know they got wiretaps and videotapes, and they done figured out how they was cheating and the special glasses and the infrared marked cards. And this was elaborate, son. And they caught a lot of players in these illegal gambling houses. And like I said, the mafia is involved. And this ain't no movie. And because the WNBA is owned by the NBA, they got a problem. They got a problem. The NBA subsidized the W. The NBA owns roughly 60% of the W. They get dragged into it whether they want to go or not. So I agree with you, Harold. The NBA will be okay, but it's going to be some changes. It's going to be some changes. And again, anytime Congress is getting involved, you got a government that loves the grandstand. These jokers love to grandstand and to tell athletes what they can and can't do because they were never athletes. And it's their time where the nerds can stand up to the bullies. That's what it came down to. Go back. I challenge any of y'all. If you in the chat, when we done here, go on YouTube and you go back and look at the steroids investigation for baseball and you look at the congressional hearings and just listen to how stupid our government sounded back then. And it was all of them grandstanding because they finally had a time where they could stick it to the athletes. That dude stole my girlfriend. Now I can get even. Literally, I don't know if that happened for real, but that was the vibe. You know what I'm saying? That was the vibe of it. It was not good at all. It was very embarrassing for our government. Very embarrassing. So we'll see. I hope you're right, man. I hope everything will be okay. But this goes deep. This goes deep. And the mafioso don't play, bro. Oh my God. But yo, I got 44 people online right now, man. That's for me, I appreciate that, man. Because this is my first real stream on the new channel. I'm gonna go again tonight at like 10:30 for my normal pro fan talk, football talk. But this is the first time. Hell, I wanted to talk about Malaysia for Wiley's first game with LSU. I ain't even get a chance to get to that yet. I gotta temper that down because they beat the team by like 60 points or whatever. We still in this non-competitive stage in the beginning. Everybody playing these teams, little sisters of the poor, beating folks by somebody lost like by 80 points the other day. And I was like, stop it. Like holler at me. The Baylor Duke game was the best game of the week. Two ranked teams playing, they had a good game, and Baylor upset Duke. All these other games, I was like, all right, I don't want to see y'all beating folks by 50. But let's get to the meat of the season where we can see some real competition. I don't want to see, I don't want to see all of that. Yeah, I need good basketball. I just need good basketball. So Hannah Hidalgo plays tonight. I don't know if that game started. I don't know. Check ESPN. Notre Dame, I got so into this conversation, I forgot about Notre Dame playing. Hannah Hidalgo, I'm in South Jersey, so I'm going to follow Hannah Hidalgo. She's a South Jersey girl. Yeah. LSU beat the Houston Baptist Huskies 105-55. Really? 105-55? A 50-point win? Come on, man. I'd rather just play 2K or something. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. What is going on? See, I can't why is ESPN not wanting to come up? There we go. Timberwolves and the Knicks is playing. End of the third, Notre Dame's up 77-35. See what I mean? What's Hannah Hidalgo doing? Let's look at the box scores. Hannah Hidalgo, 27 points. 27 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, 11 of 19 from the floor. She's shooting 57.9%, only 1 for 5 for 3, 4 for 5 from the free throw line. Yeah, they got this pretty much under control. Vanessa De Jesus, 17 points. They got 1, 2, 3, 4. They got 4 people. They only got 6 players playing, and 4 out of the 5 is in double digits. And Fairleigh Dickinson, they got 1 player in double digits. 77-35. This ain't even a game, man. They done more than doubled up on them. Yeah. So while I'll be watching Hannah Hidalgo, I don't want to see that. That ain't no game. That ain't no competition. Holler at me when the competition starts. Tennessee, let me see the scores. Tennessee, I see Iowa State, 41-21. I can imagine Audi Crooks is probably having the game. Let me see what she looking like. Audi Crooks, 16 points. 16 points, 8 rebounds. So she's having a good game. Oklahoma State and East Texas, 45-24. Again, this is not really a game. I'm trying to see what the other scores were. I don't see Tennessee on here yet. NC State, Tennessee Lady Vols. Okay. I don't see the score up though. Yeah, maybe they're not done with it. Or was that yesterday? No. I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see it. But all right, I done talked enough. Let me get off here. Listen, man, like I say, man, I appreciate everybody in the chat. Chicago Cheetah, Harold versus Harold 2.0. For show money. I appreciate you, bro. I try to make a point not to be, because I especially have a lot of women that want to join. So I try to kind of curtail that. But yo, you're more than welcome, bro. Just kill that type of language if you feel me. I appreciate you. Yeah, man. Appreciate everybody in the chat, everybody listening. We have 44 people on. So I appreciate that. Everybody on X and all that type of stuff. Make sure you go to Pro Fan Hoops and become a subscriber. All right. I'm going to get up out of here. I will be back later on tonight on my normal channel, on my main channel, Pro Fan Talk. We're going to talk about the NFL and all the stuff that's going on over there. All right. I appreciate everybody on tonight, and I will holla at you later. Peace.